There we go. Hi, my name's Jonny, and today things look a little bit different on this channel. And that's because I'm going back to an old series. Now, the other day, I was informed that GAK, or GAK, or Guitar Amp Keyboard, which is a little old music shop in Brighton here in the UK. Now, they've recently been acquired by a company who deals with upscaling businesses, helps them reach the next level. So that's really exciting. Seems like they might become a more global name. Some might say, oh, they've sold out. But I think this is honestly a good thing, and more competition between the big names, especially here in the UK, the more they compete with one another, the less these companies will start to monopolise and control the market. So, I see it as a good thing. Hopefully it all goes to plan. Anyway, that got me thinking about retailers and a series that I used to do on this channel that I kind of just forgotten about, honestly. So today I'm going to be looking at what bass rig I can get for under £1,000 at GAK. Some people call it GAK, some people call it GAK. I'm going to call it GAK because it takes less time. But before we go anywhere, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and look at this soggy cat. Without further ado, let's jump on in and see what we can get for under £1,000. So here I am on the home page. Guitars, 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 guitars. So many guitars. How long are we going to stroll before we see a bass? We're not. See what their priorities are. I'm actually going to start off with the amp. I think that's the most boring bit. And also, I know what kind of wattage I want to go for. I want to make sure that this is a giggable rig. Okay, so something that is going to hold its own against a drummer. And be able to have enough volume that if there isn't some great PA or DI opportunity, that the amp is going to hold its own. So let's go to amps, and for all of these, I know I'm going to be going for a combo. Oh, now these I believe are brand new for 2021. So my budget for this is probably going to be, I'd say it's probably £500 max. 75 watts, 150 watts, yeah, it's not too bad. Ooh, this is quite cool. So Ampeg, great for bass, obviously. Ashdown, pretty good too. I used to own an Ashdown rig. Can I filter this by wattage? Apparently not, but I can put it to the kind of price range that I'm looking at. So we've got Fender Rumble stuff. I've got a full Rumble rig. Let's open that in a new tab, see what we can do. Don't really like these Ampeg range that much. Ooh, EBS. Ooh, going Kruger. Ooh. Now, I have got a 500 watt rig, and that is plenty loud enough. I don't think I really want under 200 for this particular thing. Mark bass, that's pretty good. 200 watt, 112. Ooh. Ooh, Orient. Expensive though, that's the thing. We've also got some X display stuff. They do a lot of X display, B stock, clearance stuff. I'm not going to put that into this mix because I want it to, be more fair, and that's not going to be consistent. By the time you go look at this tomorrow, that might be different. So let's not include those. 500 watt Laney PV amps. I'm not huge on them. Wow. Okay, so there's actually really not that much in terms of amps, which I'm kind of surprised about. 300 watt. Let's see what this is about. I wish I kind of had more pictures. Doesn't look very big. Oh, okay. It's pretty big. It's not very tall though. Rumble. I know I like these. We've got an overdrive circuit in there. Has this one got it? Why can't we see any more pictures? That's really annoying. Gain, bright, contour, vintage, overdrive. Yes, there we go. So we've got that if we want it, which is a huge plus. So let's add that one straight to the basket. Oh, I don't know though. For cheaper, I've got more wattage. Now, do you know what? We're going to go for the Laney. It's a bit more affordable, much more wattage, and it's got a nice graphic EQ on there. We've got a built-in compressor as well. I think I'd rather have a built-in compressor than a built-in overdrive. Certainly if it doesn't come with any kind of foot switch. I think I want an overdrive pedal to turn on and off as opposed to a button on the amp. Whereas with the compressor, for me anyway, because this is what this is for, I like to have my compressors as an always on, so that's really handy. Cool. I'm quite excited about that amp. I want to try that. Let's go into guitars and then see what little bits of pedals we can add on to that. Normally I'd probably go for a 4-string, but I'm open-minded to that low B. Let's see what we got. I like that it is sorted it by relevance, and apparently these Charvels are the most relevant bass. I know that's alphabetical it's doing it, but I'm gonna go price low to high. We'll just see what we get. What is the most of what? Oh, let's just get a Rickenbacker. Let's go all out. Let's get this 4003, the walnut one. Perfect. Don't want the mini basses. Don't really want to go for the Bronco. Got our budget at 400. We can get a lot of decent stuff for that price range. Okay, so right at the top of this range, we've got some Sterling stuff. I wasn't expecting that. 459. Oh, it's the HH one though, I suppose. Jackson Spectra, fantastic series of basses. The 5-string that you can't see it is behind me, that's up there, that I've done a review on. Lovely basses. That might be a contender. It's a little bit over the budget we're looking at, but I'll think about it. I'll think about it. This is what I was talking about earlier in the second-hand department, because look, let's just take a second. Let's just take a second. Look at this. Look how beautiful. Look how beautiful this bass is. It's stunning. I love it. I love, because the BB bodies normally look really big, but the casing of these pickups makes it fill the space out more. I love this bass. It's a 1980s BB4, and now they've got this up on their reverb page, and I have been hounding them for a long time, sending them offers to be like, hey, will you take this? Will you take this? I want it. Let me have it for this. And I think I originally offered them the price that it is now, but you can see at the time it was at £600. So gradually over time, they've just been reducing it. GAK should have accepted my offer. That's all I'm saying. Because right now I'm not in the market for it. So should have got me when you had the chance. The second hand, we're not going to involve with this. Shell Pink Bass 6, yes please. Ooh, right. That is a potential. I really like the look of that. Oh, the Epiphone Alan Woody, the Rumble Cap. Such a cool bass. Such a cool bass. Is it the one I want for this rig? I don't think so, but really cool. What is this? Is this vintage as in the brand vintage? Vintage do a silver burst jazz bass. I did not know this. Is this new? 25th anniversary? It's going in the basket. So another thing that caught my eye there was the new special run Classic Vibe 50s P basses. Look at this. That's another potential for sure. Ibanez, yeah, it's okay, it's okay. Ooh. Ooh. Yamaha 349, that's an insane price for that bass. It's so good. Oh, the Embassy, not what I'm looking for in this rig, I don't think, but really cool nonetheless. The Gretsch, which I've got on the wall back there, outstanding bass. But I think I want long scale and I want something that's maybe a bit more versatile. The contemporary jazz bass in metallic red, that is so, I'm kind of glossing over all this because that is a really good price. Okay, now we're getting down into our Squier Affinity stuff. Now, I feel like if I'm spending £1,000, I could go crazy in the pedal department. I could go more expensive in the bass department. I've kept the amp around half the budget. I'm thinking I'm probably going to want to get a preamp. Got a compressor on the amp. Going to have some kind of distortion, maybe a fuzz and a modulation. So I think you don't want to go over £400 for this era. Oh, that finish is really cool, I think. I know these are great basses. preamp is really powerful. I probably wouldn't need to get a preamp pedal. Then we've got a couple of jazz basses here. Whoa, 289. I'm tempted to buy it for real now. I'll tell you what, I think this is going to go in the basket. And so's the Yamaha. They're all going in there. The Squier versus the Vintage. Let's shoot those out first. We've got 2 active basses here and 2 passive. And the 2 passive are jazz basses. The Vintage, really cool, but £400? That does seem quite a lot of money compared to that Squier, which I know has got pretty darn good pickups. We're not going to get the Vintage. I think we're not going to get the Squier. Let's go for the Yamaha. We're going for the Yamaha. We're feeling red. If we can't afford the Yamaha, maybe we'll look back into the Squier Contemporary. The good thing about this Yamaha, as I'll see, go onto it here, we've got a little 5-way switch here which lets you select all different modes and stuff like that, like rock, slap. So that's really cool. So now let's take a look at what kind of pedals we can get. I would also consider multi-effects, see what we can get. So we've got £768 worth of stuff at the minute. That gives us £232 to play with. We've got £166 left. Bass driver preamp from Boss. Yeah, that could be good, but I feel like, ooh, I am tempted by one of these, the Dibble. I forgot about this pedal. We've got drive on here. We've got a bit more preamp options. Darn tempting. I feel like we might have enough preamp as it is on the bass, and with that graphic EQ on the amp, that we're not going to need to have one on the pedal all the time. So maybe we can just use this as a distortion. £17 left to spare. We have got in there the Yamaha TRB X304, the active preamp on board. Then we have got the preamp / overdrive of the Laney Dibble. I just realised we've got 2 lots of Laney as well. We've got the Laney Richter amp of 500 watts. That's going to be nice and powerful, move loads of air. I think that's going to sound awesome. Pair that with the bass clone chorus pedal as well. There's going to be some cool tones in there, I think. And now let's buy the whole thing. No, we can't do that. But maybe we can if you hit like and subscribe. I would absolutely love to be able to do something like this, buy the whole rig and see what it's like. But a minute, just can't justify it. Let me know what you thought about this video and if you want to see me do more in this series. Once again, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.